Pole, champions of Division 4, try to keep their undefeated season intact, but they'll have to get by the team who KO'd them from tournament play last year and is peaking at the right time of the season. So strap on your seatbelts and get ready for an exciting ride in the district semifinals where defending champions Carey take on the state number 1 Tiffin Calvert Senecas. And it's all on the way, live and free. Next.
It's Freedom Fest, Ohio, featuring Justin Moore,
You look like I need a drink right now.
Crowder,
God almighty, I hope you'll find
Rodney Atkins,
makes me wanna take a back road.
Austin French, and more. Friday and Saturday, July 1st and 2nd, Morrow County Fairgrounds in Mount Gilead, Ohio. For tickets and more info, visit freedomfestohio.com.
The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware.
The two teams who met to decide a district championship here at Liberty-Benton meet up once again in the round of districts as Red Hot Carey faces off with the top team in the state in Tiffin Calvert. Good evening, folks. Welcome to the Old Fort Baking Company pregame. I'm Brian Skronsky. Got Lynn Passett with me here tonight. And I would say, Lynn, this game's got more juice than a pack of high C, man. We got an undefeated team that's got revenge on the mind against a Carey squad that we know very physical, and they've been playing some great basketball.
And when you're the defending state champions in football, you kind of have a little extra juice. And their fans have certainly come out in large numbers tonight because they're hoping they can see another tournament run like they saw on the gridiron.
That's a great point. The Division VI state champion Carey Blue Devils on the football field, starting to get it going now here as the basketball season rolls along. They got off to a little bit of a slow start, but understandable, Lynn, because, of course, they were playing football so deep into the season. 8-2, though, in their last 10 games to close things out, including a couple of big wins in tournament, and they truly are starting to hit their stride at the right time.
Yeah, a couple of their losses early in the season came simply because they didn't have their basketball legs yet. They were still in football mode. That ball still had ends on it. Now they have kind of found their groove. They've won 5 in a row, 8 of their last 10, and I think they're going to give Calvert all they want tonight.
And a very special player who's been coming on as of late for the Blue Devils. Wasn't a starter early in the year, but Jordan Vallejo, the Winnebago, early on in the campaign, coming off the bench, putting up about 4 points, a couple of rebounds per game. Since the exit of Landon Keverly, unfortunately to injury, this dude has turned up a notch on his game.
I'll tell you what, when you look at him and his size on the football field, you say, how can this kid have so much agility and so much smooth athletic ability? Then you see him in a basketball uniform, and he does it here on the hardwood as well.
And what's very exciting, I think, about Jordan is that sometimes he speaks to family. He can have a huge night and also get a little bit in his own head. Then we'll pay respects to America real quick, playing the national anthem. Always a great way to set the scene and get you ready for an American sporting event, the playing of our national anthem. And on the other side tonight, we talked about the Carey Blue Devils. How about the #1 team in the state in Tiffin Calvert? All they did this year, finished 22-0, first time in program history, just the second time they've had a undefeated regular season. And you see the dominance, Lynn, putting up 58 points a game, but defensively, they lock you down, holding opponents under 37.
And one of the guys to keep your eyes on, #1, a senior 6-foot Garrett Spawn. He averages 17 points a ball game, 5 assists, just shy of 40% from three-point line. He is the straw that stirs the drink for the Senecas.
Take a look at him now, committed to play at the next level at Heidelberg University. And then the numbers that you went over, he's not just a scorer, he's a heck of a passer, almost 5 assists a game. That would be one of the best dishers in North Central Ohio. He's way up the list there, and then leading the team in scoring. Shoots it pretty well from long range too, Lynn. If you're almost at 40% in high school, that is a deadly weapon to have.
And you know Carey is going to be set. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Blue Devils. I have not talked with their head coach at all, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them maybe use a little bit of zone tonight just because of the inside-outside game that Tiffin Calvert has.
break it down for me then. What do you think is going to be the key to victory for the Blue Devils here this evening?
Well, cleaning the glass is the first thing. They have got to rebound because they are giving up a lot of size. When you look at the size of Calvert, you have 6'4", 6'3", 6'2", 6'2", on their starting lineup. So cleaning the glass is going to be paramount for Carey tonight.
And for me, just be a bully. That's what's gotten you to a couple of wins this year where I've seen them just be more physical than their opponent. Sometimes basketball players, they like to be pretty, prance around on the court a little bit. Not this Carey team. They definitely bring it. They're looking to get after you on the perimeter, and then if you're going to come in the paint, especially against Mr. Vallejo, expect to feel some punishment. They will knock you down if you try to get some easy buckets.
Carey is definitely the construction crew. They bring their lunch bucket, and they plan on spending an hour eating their lunch, and they're not going to be denied, and as you said, they are physical.
Here's the starting lineup tonight for the Blue Devils. Lonsway, Conti in the backcourt. Bell's having an exceptional season for them. And then Vallejo and Young will be in the middle. All right, as they're announcing Calvert now, what do you think is going to push them over the top? How do they get a victory here tonight, Lynn?
Well, for Calvert, it's inside out. We already talked about the outside shooting of Garrett Spawn, but they also have an inside game with Max Paul, Nolan Beaker, and Blake Ronsky that they like to utilize as well. So they are definitely a team that can go inside and they can go outside.
And in the game of basketball, it's okay to splash in the deep end. That is my key tonight, that downtown living. They shoot it well from beyond the arc. They got a lot of guys that can fill it up from the trifecta. Live and die by it. That's what I saw the Senecas do late in the year, and typically they are living more than they are dying, Lynn.
This is a team that when they get hot, look out, because they can put together 8, 10, 12, 14 points in a row because they'll add some pressure, and when that pressure starts to turn the basketball over, that's when they are at their best.
Starting lineups tonight, Spawn, we talked about Ronsky. He's a knockdown shooter from the perimeter, also got great height, so he looks right over the top of the defense. Paul, Beaker, they're going to be inside, and then Jackson Sizlove, an excellent perimeter defender, also does a nice job of getting to the rack.
And both of these two head coaches have been around the game for quite some time. You're not going to pull any fast ones on them. Jamie Young for Carey and John Otterbacher for the Senecas.
And that is going to wrap up our Old Fort Banking Company pregame as we are all set for high school basketball tournament action here from fabulous Liberty-Benton High School.
One thing I noted before the game started, this is a Toledo officiating crew, and when you're dealing with Toledo crews, physicality is sometimes the name of the game. They'll let them play a little bit more. Calvert Senecas come out in a man-to-man to open up this ball game, and that's something that Carey is going to have to do well against. Outside three-pointer, and it's good.
So right away, Carey taking the advantage.
Anthony Bell dropping down the three-pointer from the top of the key, and Carey is coming out man-to-man. There's Spawn wide open at the top. You can count it. Each team coming out taking the haymaker to start the ball game. Carey working against that pressure from the Calvert defense. Vallejo got a little close on an illegal screen there, did Jordan, but no call was made. And boy, the Senecas are really coming after him defensively out top. That's Blake Ronsky that's going to be whistled for the reach-in foul on the far sideline. Tommy Dart making the call. Kind of expected Lonsway to possibly be coming off the bench, but he's out there along with Vallejo. Good defense Got a foul before the spin move, which was made inside. Looks like they got Garrett Spawn on the reach-in.
And that'll be huge for the Blue Devils if they're able to get who's going to be an All-Ohio in this season in foul trouble here early. Also capitalize with some points at the other end. Could be huge for the Blue Devils to do that early in this contest.
So Carey will get to the free throw line first tonight. This is Conti at the free throw line. He averages 6 points a ball game. Carey not a very good free throw shooting team, but he hits them both. And Carey takes a 5-3 lead.
Just over 2 minutes gone by here, opening quarter. Traveling violation here on Sizlove, lost his footing. Well defended that time by the Blue Devils on the perimeter.
First turnover of the basketball game, and as you were alluding to early, Brian, this is a rematch from last year's district where Carey upset Tiffin Calvert, and Calvert has had this ball game circled on their calendar. They want revenge. Carey facing a very tight man-to-man defense right now from Calvert. The Senecas are glued to the basketball.
And that's been their calling card all season. It's just playing tough defense on the outside, making it tough for you to dribble drive too. They've got excellent help side pressure.
Three-pointer from Bell rattled off the rim, but the Blue Devils get the rebound, and now they'll fire up another three from the corner, and that one's going to fall. They got the roll. Braden Young. Carey now with an 8-3 lead over the Senecas to start this contest as Spawn tries to dribble drive. So far, we have not seen the size advantage being utilized, and there, the Senecas get it inside to Nolan Beaker, and he'll put it in against Vallejo.
So 8-5, Calvert trims into the deficit.
This is Conti out top. Seneca's doing a good job of help defending. Nice drive that time by Conti, and he's got his first field goal of the ball game. He's got 4, and Carey leads 10-5.
Love the hang time too. Stayed up off the ground for about a second and a half there to be able to get it up over the top of the defender.
Beaker lost control of the basketball. Carey trying to keep the momentum going. Conti to Young. Conti thinking about the long three, goes inside to Vallejo, and that's the first turnover against the Blue Devils here this evening, who lead 10-5. Big trip down the floor for the Senecas. Spawn delivering into the corner. Back out to Spawn. Carey staying man-to-man. Driving inside, left-handed shot off the glass, no good, but the putback is there for Nolan Beaker. He has 4 of the team's 7 points. And now a turnover against Carey on the full-court press.
Yeah, Sizlove read that one all the way. Excellent setup too for Ronski. Missed it from the elbow.
Foul called against the Senecas. Looks like this one might be going against number 11, Jackson Sizlove. Nope, they got Max Paul instead. They were double teaming the Blue Devils. So far unofficially, rebounding is definitely going to the Senecas 5-3. And this is that pressure where we talked about earlier that Carey could ill afford turnovers against, because you're setting them up for a run. Carey hitting the glass.
Yeah, completely surrounded there. Conti lifted to the second level. Big rebounds. He gets fouled. Will be on the floor though. And the foul starting to pile up a little bit here for Tiffin Calvert. That's going to be their 4th. None yet against the Devils.
First substitution of the ball game as we see Jackson Sizlove roll out And in comes Ethan Sauber. Blue Devils have been pretty content to take their time in a half-court set against this Calvert defense. Only 2:55 left in the opening quarter.
Now off the drive, Lonsway, excellent dish off, but he barreled through the defender.
That's what we call in officiating a pass and crash. Drove, kicked it out, but then the defender was already set to take the charge, and he got it. The offensive player needed to kick it and stop with a jump stop.
So 10-7, Carey leads it, 2:45 to go here in this opening quarter. Rematch of last year's district championship game. And as you noted on Calvert, they've been looking forward to this one. They wanted to get a shot at the Blue Devils again, who knocked them out of the tournament, and that's going to help right there. Beaker with the excellent backdoor, able to go good off the glass.
He is a 6'2 senior, and so far he has 6 of their 9 points. Scoop shot goes up and in for Carey.
Yeah, scoop there it is for Anthony Bell. Leading scorer on this Carey team on the season.
He's leading them tonight. He's got 5 of the team's 12.
Beaker cut off baseline this time. Passes out of trouble, but out of bounds as it's too far from Max Ball.
3rd turnover already tonight against the Senecas, 2 against Carey. Just inside of 2 minutes now to go, opening quarter. Great crowd on hand for Carey tonight here at Liberty-Benton. They're only about 15 minutes away. Seneca's had about a 25-minute drive. Turnover against Carey, that's their 3rd. Seneca's try and make use of it, and they go inside and do.
And this is where, that's where they're at their best, Lynn. When they can turn defense into offense, speed up the game, I think that's where Calvert can really take advantage here tonight.
Yep, they like to score in bunches. If they can get the turnover machine going, there's a blocked shot. Nicely done by Max Paul. Here comes Spawn leading the way for the Senecas. They look for their first lead tonight.
Wronski off the drive, floater. He will find it through, and Calvert, nice little run here. They're riding a wave of momentum.
13-12, Senecas have their first lead of the ball game. Still a tight man-to-man defense being employed by the Senecas, who get another strip from the Blue Devil offense. 4 turnovers now, 2 coming in the last 3 trips.
Wow, how about that lead for Beaker in transition? Timeout taken by the Blue Devils and head coach Jamie Young.
8 points for Beaker in the opening quarter, and just 42 seconds remain in the first quarter, and suddenly the Senecas have a 15-12 lead.
Fun start to this game. I mean, both teams trading the 3-pointers right away. Carey showcasing that they've been playing some awesome basketball here at the end of the season. Takes the lead, but you knew Tiffin Calvert, just a matter of time before they put together a run, and here they are right now streaking out in front, 3-point advantage, Lynn.
Both teams opened up the contest with back-to-back 3-pointers, kind of feeling each other out, and now it's turned into turnovers for Carey. They have turned it over 2 of their last 3 trips down the floor. Both turnovers were turned into points for the Senecas, who have now grabbed a 3-point lead. And remember, the winner here tonight comes back on Friday night to play in the district championship game right back here at Liberty-Benton High School. They'll face the winner of tonight's 2nd contest.
Carey, the defending champions here of the Liberty District. Big dreams this season, though, for Tiffin Calvert. 24-0.
This will be a big trip now for Carey. They cannot afford another turnover. They likely would like to hold for the last shot and try and have a 1-point deficit, but they're going to go right to the hole and put it in.
Help side defense affected that one, as Alex Putnam couldn't cap it off. Slick hands at the other end.
Vallejo checking back in for Carey. Now we'll see if the Senecas hold for the last shot. I would assume they'll try to do so with 19 seconds left.
Spawn instead going to work. Tough shot, well defended. And now the Blue Devils will have an opportunity here with 10 ticks to go.
Nice job by Braden Young coming down with that rebound, keeping his balance. 2 seconds left, 1 second. And Young's shot will go off the rim, and it's 15-12 Senecas after one.
Back and forth first quarter saw Carey take an initial lead. Tiffin Calvert closing a little bit stronger. They own a 15-12 edge as we enter quarter number 2 here in D4 Liberty-Benton District Semifinals. Brian Skronsky pass it with you. 3-ball too strong. Blue Devils get their shot blocked, but definitely appears like they had the same message that you did about their key. They have been working the offensive glass so far, just don't have a lot to show for it yet.
Yeah, they're really doing a nice job on the glass, but the problem is once they come down with the rebound, they can't go right back up with it because the Senecas block it. Spawn coming away with the rebound that time, a loose ball rebound for the Senecas, and he'll reset the offense.
Initiates with Palm, trying to go at his defender. You see Calvert really spreads out the floor 5 wide here, looking for the dribble drives to attack as Hill picks up the foul. And will be a shooting foul, sending Max Paul to the line.
Max Paul shooting 2.
First one is good. And he makes them both. Calvert, an exceptional free throw shooting team on the season as a unit.
Yeah, 3 players over 75% at the charity stripe. Not too many teams can do that to you. Carey not a good free throw shooting team, so if it does come down to that, advantage Senecas.
There's Conti, gets the switch. Looks like Calvert content to switch all the screens at the top of the circle right now. Now they're looking into Vallejo. He's been kind of quiet so far. Nice bucket right there, and using his strength. Didn't get the offensive foul call. A little bit of a flop by Calvert.
A little bit, but he did lower his shoulder, and it's kind of surprising. Usually when you lower the shoulder a little bit, you're going to get that call.
Beaker came up short, tip out, Conti on the run. And he'll take it in for 2. 4-0 run here to start the frame for Carey.
Two minutes gone by here in the second quarter, and so far Carey doing a nice job of hanging with the Calvert Senecas.
Spawn left his defender in the dust, but the help side came. Tough shot. He hasn't had very many clean looks so far tonight.
17-16 in favor of Calvert. Lonsway surveying out front.
Now Jordan with a turnaround J, well off the mark that time. Looked a bit rushed with the shot. Here comes Spawn, 2-on-3. hanging in there, fouled. He'll head to the free throw line.
Well, I think as soon as Garrett Spawn saw that he was going to go up against Vallejo, he knew Jordan was going to try and block his shot, so he figured, I'm just going to take it right to him and let him try. There's no way he's going to get to it without fouling me.
So Calvert continues to rein him in from the free throw line.
3 for 3, Carey 2 for 2.
And Spawn knocks down both. He's got 5 points so far tonight.
Another big trip for Carey. You hate to say it every time they come down the floor, but you just can't let the Senecas get this lead out any more than a trip or two.
5:10 to go here in the second quarter. Vallejo calling for it down on the block. Entry pass, not there, tipped out of bounds by Max Paul.
Nolan Beaker doing a little talking with the official down low, saying, hey, just kind of watch this Vallejo character. He's kind of pushing me around down here.
Tends to do that to basically all of his opponents. Jordan, not your average 6'2" high school athlete, listed at 270 pounds. We saw him on the football gridiron just bowl his way through defenders, great feet. And has had an awesome second half of the season as the Devils missed that one, and Calvert holds him to a one and done. Nice catch.
Beaker has 10 of the team's 21. Came in averaging 10. He's got his average already here in the first half.
Running the floor super effectively right there. As mentioned, showcasing the nice hands.
Vallejo stripped and looks like the foul call. Good anticipation that time by Jackson Sizelove. He's a 5'9" senior, his first foul. Somebody's got to come out of the ball game here for Carey. Got 6 on the floor.
Yeah, I saw Jordan was about to check out, and the referee told him to step back on the floor, and he's like, okay, like if we're allowed to.
Right now, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Play 6 on 5. Largest lead of the contest for either team right now at 5 for the Senecas.
See if Carey can put together a response here at the offensive end. Got a 3-ball on the way. Young can't do it. And Calvert been doing a pretty phenomenal job so far here in the second quarter on holding them to one and done.
Yep. First quarter we saw Carey with about 3 offensive rebounds. Now they're only getting 1 and done, as you said.
And the threes starting to fall for Calvert. 8-point cushion for the Senecas.
Second 3 of the ball game for Calvert. Carey can't let this thing get much more. If it gets into double digits, they're going to really have a tough time coming back.
Lonsway turns, spins, too hard off the square. Ronski with the rebound. Beaker just trying to take over. Double team came, threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, if you're going to drive the baseline, you better know where you're going to go if you lose your spot. And he ran out of real estate and didn't really have a game plan when he left his feet. Some token pressure now by the Senecas, not really trying to do anything other than disturb and disrupt the Carey offense.
Conti turns the corner, leaves it off. 3-ball from Bell.
In and out. Boy, they cannot get anything to fall right now. And the glass definitely being controlled by the Senecas.
Spawn at the short corner, kicks it out. Now he'll look to bring it out midcourt, get into a set here. Senecas don't have to be in any rush.
Nope, 2:20 to go, first half. And they have a 8-point lead.
Held Carey without a single point as well over the last 4 minutes plus of game action. Beaker turns inside, left hand, tipped up, and Vallejo gonna pick up another personal foul.
Yeah, that'll be his second. Nice job by Beaker, as he knew, I can't go up and grab it, but I will tip it, and that'll get me 2 shots because he's in the act of shooting with the tip. Senecas have yet to miss a free throw. They are 5 for 5.
Ashton Hill check it in, so will Nick Paul for the Senecas. And the perfect streak from the line continues here for Tiffin Calvert.
Beaker leading all scorers. He's got 12 in this opening half. And the lead is now up to 10, largest of the night.
Boy, Carey could use a bucket, couldn't they? That's huge right there.
Young. He's got a 3-ball. That's his second 3 of this first half. He's got 6. Minute and a half to play.
Gets the Blue Devil faithful up on their feet. Student section, got a little clap going. But they just cannot keep Beaker and company off the offensive glass. They are wreaking havoc inside, and that's just a pretty take off the glass from Max Paul.
Paul now has 9 here in the opening half, and the height advantage really starting to show itself. And another turnover for the Blue Devils.
But they get it right back.
Each team with 5 turnovers.
Where will the offense come from for Carey?
So far, the Senecas have just been like glue out around the perimeter.
No dribble driving lanes. Excellent help side. And like you said, just right on top of you, no matter where you're at on the outside here of the 3-point arc.
Yeah, just look at Palm. He comes all the way out to defend. They're not giving Carey any room to maneuver.
Blue Devils check the clock, down to 20 seconds. Now Young off the screen, down to 5, pulls the trigger on a 3, well off target. Spahn chucks it at the horn. That'll take us to the break. Calvert flexing a bit there in the second quarter as the state #1 team will enter the half with a 9-point advantage over the defending district champions. Stay with us. We'll have some halftime stats, analysis, some scores from around the area. Get you ready for quarter number 3. You're watching live and free high school sports exclusively on the OH Report. Hi, I'm OH Report founder Brian Skoronsky, and you've just enjoyed first half action live and free exclusively right here on the OH Report. But stick around, still plenty more to come right here as our boys high school basketball returns after this.
It's Freedom Fest Ohio, featuring Justin Moore,
You look like I need a drink
Crowder. Rodney Atkins. Austin French and more. Friday and Saturday, July 1st and 2nd, Morrow County Fairgrounds in Mount Gilead, Ohio. For tickets and more info, visit freedomfestohio.com.
The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware.
welcome you back to the Old Fort Baking Company halftime. We're 2 quarters in the books, and the top-ranked team in the state looking like it so far. 16 minutes into the contest, Tiffin Calvert leads Carey 28-19. Brian Skronsky here with you alongside Lynn Passett. And for any of us, or any of you joining us now live and free, hopefully on Facebook and YouTube, I believe we are reconnected for the second half. We will be bringing this action to you and post the entire contest later this evening in its entirety. All right, Lynn, let's look at the tail of the tape. Here are the numbers from the first couple of quarters, and it started great for Carey. They came out of the gates, knocked down a 3 on their opening possession. Since then, things really cooled off.
Yeah, they've really had a hard time scoring, and as we mentioned, in that second quarter, it was one shot and done. First quarter, the Blue Devils were getting quite a few offensive rebounds, but then they would try to shoot it, and it would get rejected by the Senecas. So that really kind of played in Carey's heads, I think, in that opening quarter. So since then, rebounding is 16-9 in favor of Calvert. That was very close at the end of the first quarter. I believe, if I remember right, it was like 12-7. But Carey just didn't get many rebounds, and when they did, they are not getting second chance points. Free throws also a big key to this game. The Senecas are 6 for 6, Carey's 2 for 2, and turnovers are dead even at 5 apiece. When you look at the individual scoring here in the first half, the Senecas are being led by Nolan Beaker, who has 12, 9 for Max Paul, 5 for Garrett Spawn. So all their scoring is coming realistically from 3 players. When you look at Carey, they're being led at the break. They have 2 players with 6, Bryce Conti and Braden Young, each with 6, 5 for Anthony Bell, and 2 apiece for Vallejo and Alex Putnam. So turnovers have become a problem for Carey. At one point, they turned it over 3 out of 5 trips down the floor.
Right. Rebounding
has become a problem. They're getting out-rebounded 2-1 nearly by the Senecas, and fouls are 5-3 in favor of the Senecas there. So nobody's in foul trouble. Both teams can just kind of let it fly here in the second half, but Carey just can't afford more turnovers, and they've got to start hitting the glass. That was one of our keys to the game. They did so in the first quarter, not so much in the second quarter.
Yeah, let's revisit those real quick. And for me, it was just be a bully. You got to be strong inside. These are a lot of football players. They've got that aggressive nature about them. And up to this point, I feel like Calvert's definitely held their own, definitely in the interior, and in that second quarter, they were the stronger team, Lynn. You might even say the more physically dominant team.
Yeah, they're really using and maximizing their height advantage, not only on the boards, but feeding it inside. A little bit of a surprise is the fact that Garrett Spawn, the 6-foot senior, who averages 17 points a game, only has 5 at halftime, but he really hasn't been looking to score. He did hit 1 3, the first shot of the ball game for the Senecas, but since then he's only added on 2 free throws. He's been driving and dishing, though, and that's where he is really making his hay.
So the second half just about ready to get underway. It'll be Calvert basketball.
Wonderful crowd on hand here tonight in this first of 2 at Liberty-Benton High School. Our second game, this is being run as a split session, so we'll see Old Fort and Gibsonburg, a game that I actually officiated about maybe 3 weeks ago, and Gibsonburg just couldn't even hang with Old Fort. We'll see if they can do it in game 2 tonight. Senecas are going to turn it over. That's going to be over and back. Nope, Spawn did a nice job of saving it.
Yeah,
beautiful job.
That was an outrageous showcase of athleticism, and how about that? It leads to Max Paul from the corner. Bottoms up, baby.
3-pointer to open the half for Max Paul. He's now got 12 to tie Nolan Beaker as the leading scorer in this ball game. And not what Carey wanted, because now they trail by their largest deficit of 31-19.
And this has been the problem for the Blue Devils. Just not being able to get anywhere off of their dribble drives, Lynn. And when Calvert's turning defense into offense, buddy, you better look out, because they can score in packs.
Garrett Spawn with the steal. He took it coast to coast. He laid it in. He's now got 7, and Carey trails 33-19.
Blue Devils need to find a spark offensively, as Vallejo at least able to back his way in, but just overshot everything. haven't been in a good groove yet offensively since the first few minutes. They were calm, they were tame, Lynn, they were taking their time, and I think it might have even frustrated Calvert a little bit. Now things look a little bit more rushed, and I think maybe because they're playing from behind, and then also the size advantage, as you've alluded to a few times.
There's a steal by Spawn, and he turns it into another 2 points.
Wow.
Turnovers are really hurting Carey now. They had 7 and a timeout taken by the Blue Devils. You are exactly right. When Jordan Vallejo gets the ball inside, he's just kind of turning and shooting quickly because he's anticipating the height advantage of the Senecas, possibly rejecting it.
It's happened to him at least once that I can remember in the first half.
Well, Carey with back-to-back turnovers here to start the second half. Both turnovers have turned into 4 points for the Senecas. Carey has got to start taking care of the basketball, and unfortunately for them, the Senecas, who were using token pressure in that first half, have now turned up the heat. They're now bringing a lot more pressure, and that's been partially what's been creating those turnovers.
So out of the timeout, Carey, see if they can collect themselves and just get some momentum going on offense. Such a rocky second quarter for them. They had that 4-0 run at the beginning of the second. I don't think they scored again after that, Lynn, until about a minute to go in the frame. So Tiffin Calvert showing why they're one of the premier defensive teams in Division IV in the entire state, holding their opponents under 37 per game. And they've been eyeballing this one for a while, looking to get a little bit of revenge after the Blue Devils knocked them out last year.
And boy, Sizlove is really, really in the hip pocket of Young out front. They actually call a foul on him after he got a little too aggressive with Young out front, but Sizlove was almost in his back pocket.
Be the first foul on either side here in this second half.
Carey is in desperate need to stop the bleeding. They have really got to get a field goal this trip down the floor. And nearly threw it away.
Conti showcasing some awesome hands right there. All-Ohio defensive back looking like one. As Jordan trying to boss his way inside. Slips away to Conti, and that's just been kind of the night that we've seen here in recent memory from Carey. Nothing will fall. Meanwhile, Calvert rocking, rolling in all facets. No fans sitting over on this side. They are excited about what their Senecas are doing.
Nice pass from Spawn. He saw his man Max Paul down the floor, fed it to him for an easy layup, and this game's quickly getting out of control for Carey at 37-19. And Vallejo, you can tell he knows he's got to get a shot up quick.
Jordan's been red hot the second half of the season since breaking into the starting lineup. Has not done much here tonight. Got away with a little bit of a push right there as Beaker missed a couple, and Jordan finally squeezes that thing.
That is the first rebound for Carey in the second half. They're down 6-1 here in the second half.
After almost getting doubled up on the glass in the first two quarters. I mean, there's levels to everything, Lynn, and Carey this season, even though they are the defending district champions, finding out what it looks like to play the AP poll champion, who's just making life tough no matter where they are on the floor.
Yep, right now the Senecas have it rolling. Vallejo gets the rebound, and then he'll be fouled by Max Paul. That'll be the second foul against Max Paul, and had they not blown the whistle as quickly as they did, they might have actually nailed Vallejo because he really gave a forearm to Paul. But the first foul was the one they nailed. An 18-point lead for the Senecas, and they don't show any signs of letting up as they are really bringing the heat defensively right now.
Young does just get it across the timeline before the 10-second count. Now here's Vallejo back to the basket, pocket picks Paul. Coast to coast in, this time it'll drop.
Well, Jordan is just holding the basketball right out there for anybody to steal.
Back the other way though, some positive momentum here
First bucket of the second half for Carey as Anthony Bell goes coast to coast after they get it inbounds, and he splits the defenders, draws the foul, and has a shot at the three-point play.
So the Devils with 3:45 to go here in the second get their first points in a while. And Anthony makes it a three-point play the old-fashioned way.
And now we've got Spawn down in the backcourt, and he is really limping.
Yeah,
Not sure if he turned an ankle.
I didn't see Lynn. I know that he got tangled up, but maybe he's shaking it off. I mean, it looks like he's moving fine now.
Yeah, he's a little gimpy, but he's not going to let that shut him down, and he goes right to the hole and puts it in for his 11th point of the night. Boy, they are really increasing the pressure, starting in the backcourt all the way to the front court.
That's where it all starts for them. When they play electrifying defense, you see on the offensive end, they can turn it up a notch as that one falls through the bottom for Putnam.
Three-point shot for Alex Putnam. He's got 5, 41-25 in favor of the Senecas. Calvert is yet to turn the ball over in the second half. Carey has already turned it over 3 times. And now as I say it, I jinxed him. Always happens. Don't blame me.
Classic announcer's jinx. Conti on the way to the rack, had it ripped away. See quick hands there by Garrett Spahn on the Burson-Bakies replay.
I think Carey has kind of made a decision. We are going to have to drive and penetrate. We can't look inside because the height advantage is just not there for us. They're trying to dribble, drive, and get the foul going to the hoop.
Especially now with Vallejo over on the bench. Front iron tipped out.
Another rebound for the Senecas, and the Seneca crowd wanted a reach-in foul, which probably should have been called against Conti, but nothing is called. It goes out of bounds and back to the Senecas. Boy, rebounding is 7-2 right now in favor of the Senecas in the second half. Turnover against the Senecas.
Yeah, back-to-back giveaways. Conti breezes in.
He's got 8. 41-27, back down to a 14-point lead.
You got to respect the hustle here of the Blue Devils. Could have folded up there, I think, a couple of minutes ago. Continually playing with high intensity, trying to get themselves back into this ball game.
Another offensive rebound for the Senecas.
I mean, these boys all brought their Windex here tonight. Carey catches a break there as it's tipped out. They're going to have possession.
Spawn seems to be walking okay after, I believe he rolled an ankle, but you can kind of tell probably the juices are flowing right now, but I think when he sits it down, he's going to feel it. He's just a little gimpy, not quite as quick as he was in that first half. And boy, Nick Palm is all over Young again. This half-court defense is impressive. The Calvert Senecas are really applying the pressure. Turnover against Carey.
Yeah, Bell lost the handle there.
They had 5 in the first half and 4 here in the third quarter.
Now Spahn in transition. He lost the handle, and all of a sudden the Senecas getting a little bit sloppy on the offensive end.
Yep. 1 minute to play, third quarter. Young's going to drive.
Sets up 3, came up well short. I think maybe a piece of that got caught by Paul.
Yep, he definitely got about 3 fingers on that shot. And we're inside of a minute at 45 seconds. We'll probably see Calvert look for the last shot.
If you're Carey, though, I don't know that you can just let him do this. I know that you risk giving him an easy basket, but 40 seconds, Lynn, when you're down by 14. That's a lot of time to just milk off this clock.
And Carey has no team fouls in this third quarter, so if they want to start putting them at the line, they're going to have to really start fouling. So you might as well just use a couple, trying to make a steal here in the final 30 seconds, but they're content to sit back.
Now with 12 seconds, Spahn gets the offense going.
They want to get it back to him in the corner.
Yeah, off the double screen wasn't open. Conti stuck on him. Down to 5, Wronski. Step back three. No bueno. And that's going to take us to the end of three. Carey got themselves back into the ball game, but the Senecas with a big lead entering the fourth. Well, a huge rebounding advantage in that third quarter, pushing Senecas to an even bigger lead as Tiffin Calvert leads Carey here to start the fourth, 41-27, and forcing a turnover, plus a reach-in on Conti. So not a great start here for the Blue Devils in money time. I'm Brian Skronsky with Lynn Passett. That third quarter, Calvert really showing that they're an excellent team of getting on the boards, Lynn, and it's making a big difference right now.
Out-rebounded Carey 10-3 in the third quarter, and turnovers the other important factor. Senecas with 3, Carey with 5 here in the second half. So between the turnovers and the rebounding, Carey's really up against it when they're already down by 14 to start this quarter.
And for Tiffin Calvert in this fourth, there is really no need to have to aggressively go after some baskets. I know they're going to, but that's the luxury that they have, as there's another rebound pulled down on the offensive glass by Paul. He's got some free throws coming up.
Yeah, Paul is 6'4", Beaker is 6'2", Ronsky is 6'3". Carey has no one that can really match up with that, as Ashton Hill is 6'3", but he's been forced to play out on the perimeter a lot because the guy he's guarding is out on the perimeter, so he's not really inside to help with the rebounding much.
I believe they're still perfect at the charity stripe, are they not, Lynn?
They are 8 out of 8. Another turnover. That's 11 now for Carey. Spawn.
Yeah, when he's aggressive, trying to get to the rim, he is really, really tough to defend.
I think he's pretty much made up his mind that I'm just going to drive the hole and either get fouled or make it.
Triple try, Bell. Overshot the moon that time. Ronsky with the board. Got swarmed and tipped out of bounds back over to the Senecas.
And yet another rebound for the Senecas. The advantage is now 12-3 here in the second half. And a timeout being asked for by the Senecas. 45-27. The lead is ballooned to 18.
Just a tough shooting night for Carey. I think that's been one of the bigger differences that we've seen in the contest. Obviously, the height, not only on the interior, but also on the perimeter for the Senecas, and then just the inability to make shots for Carey. It's kind of married themselves together, Lynn, where I don't think we have quite as close of a game as I was anticipating. I thought Carey would be able to stick around in this thing.
Well, it's the perfect storm because the Senecas are forcing turnovers. They're getting the rebounds, and Carey is not shooting well at all. So you add those three things together, that spells disaster with a capital D.
And it has been for the Devils in the second and third quarter. They hung tough in the first, actually built a small lead.
Yeah, it was 15-12 at the end of the first quarter in favor of Calvert, 28-19 at the end of the half, and then 41-27 at the end of three. It's just been a very slow but gradual build for Calvert.
Sure.
Now we see Carey deciding to go with a full court press. They're going to try and force some turnovers if they can, but the Senecas just have too good of a ball handler in Garrett Spawn. He can go left, he can go right. He'll pull up and hit the jumper. And he can dish. He averages 5 assists a ball game.
Sizlove, too, in the backcourt. A nice running mate with him to be able to take some pressure off when double teams are flying his way.
Max Paul right here, 18 points to lead the way. Drives, and we get a charge. Good job that time by the Blue Devils' Anthony Bell drawing the charge. Third personal foul against Max Paul.
So offensively down the stretch here, 5:55 to go. What is it going to look like for Carey? You got to get up shots in a hurry, but you don't want to rush things. It's going to be a big challenge for them to try to chip away slowly at this lead, while at the same time trying to go with a little bit of pace.
Well, it's going to start on the glass. They cannot continue to give up second and third chances to the Senecas, because that's what's been happening since the end of the first quarter. Carey rebounded well in the first quarter, but since then it's been one shot on their offensive end and they're done. No offensive rebounds, and they're giving up a lot of second chance points to the Senecas. Right now the rebounding in the second half is 13-3.
Vallejo uncorks a triple. He made 3 so far this year, not this time.
Yeah, he's not the guy you want shooting from out there.
Wronski left all alone in the corner. It feels like he's been calling for the ball for about 15 seconds. Finally got a look. Couldn't connect on the shot. And the Devils got a 3-on-2. Bell almost put away a fancy one. Vallejo with the follow, no! But we will have some free throws for Young at least.
Well, I'll tell you what, they at least went after the offensive boards hard. They crashed and got 2 putbacks, but none of them would fall. And that's going to send Braden Young to the free throw line. These are only the 4th and 5th attempts of the night for Carey. Both teams are perfect at the line. Carey 4 for 4. Calvert is 8 for 8.
And the trend continues.
45-29, a 16-point lead for Tiffin Calvert.
Just under 5 minutes to go here in the fourth.
Seneca's being very content to move the basketball. They don't want to force anything and risk a charge. Time is their friend right now. Spawn's going to drive it.
And he's going to get the friendly roll, as all great players seem to do.
He only had 5 at halftime. Now he has 15. His average is 17.
His aggression has certainly gone up, trying to get to the hole.
Yeah, he was definitely being patient in that first half and looking to dish before he would shoot, and now he's taking the opposite approach.
Euro step blocking foul. Bit of a Bell out, as Bell didn't really have anywhere to go.
Yeah, that's going to go against Beaker, his second. Not really sure I like that call either.
Nevertheless, it puts Bell on the line. Down by 18 again. And for the Devils, can't be trading points at this juncture of the contest, and especially if you come up empty.
First missed free throw of the night for Carey, and then they have a personal foul called against Bryce Conti. 3 fouls against Conti. He is the only Blue Devil in foul trouble at this point, and 3 in the fourth isn't really trouble, and here's Spawn.
End to end, puts it away with the left hand. A little bit of icing on top of the cake for him as we're past the midway point here in the fourth. Couple of giveaways back. And now Calvert comes away.
Another breakaway.
Oh, and a hard foul. Conti did get a piece of the ball. And Wronski doesn't appear to be shaken up. That just didn't look like a common foul, Lynn.
Seneca bench wanting a 2-shot intentional foul. The referees are now discussing whether they want to upgrade it or not. I don't believe I would upgrade it simply because he hit ball, and he's not going to. I think that's the right decision because he did go after the ball. Had he not even touched the ball, I think an intentional foul call is the way to go.
Definitely got a big chunk of it.
First free throw missed of the night now for the Senecas.
And after going perfect for basically the whole game, the last 2 free throws off target. Second one pure there for Blake Wronski, the 6'3 senior who's going to check out now. Beaker back in off the bench.
Well, Garrett Spawn had 5 at halftime. He's got 17 now, so he has really come alive. Max Paul had 9 at halftime. He's got 18, so he's been steady tonight in both halves, but those two have just been the real double threat.
Looked like Vallejo just lost the handle on that one. Fortunate that it rainbowed to a teammate and ends up with a splash job from outside. Bell with the triple.
That's his second three-point shot of the night. Timeout by Carey with 3:28 to play. But Carey still down by 18.
Yeah, it's just been the Seneca's night so far in the second and third quarter. Really dominant, and then at times here in the fourth, they've exercised that as well, showcase why they are the top team in the state, the AP poll champions in Division IV, and a senior-laden bunch, as we were talking about before the night started. Not that it's, you know, state championship or bust, but this certainly is the year, the roster that you could envision the Senecas being able to make a run, getting to Dayton.
Well, it's going to be now or never because they have a lot of seniors on this team, and not only senior laden, but they play. They start and they play a lot. So this is like now or never. If you're going to be unbeaten and ranked number 1 in the state, this is your chance and this is your time.
Full court pressure by Carey. Spawn's able to evade it and then poked away backside Long's way. Blue Devils do force a takeaway.
Well, if you're Calvert, you want to work the clock. And now a steal comes right back in favor of Spawn, who read his move, and he's got 2 more. Carey with 12 turnovers on the night. Calvert with 9. Time is your friend if you're the Senecas. You don't really need to start forcing anything on the offensive end. Nice move that time for Derek Lonsway. He got his first bucket of the night.
Lonsway, typically not a huge scorer for this team, but brings a lot of senior veteran presence on the floor.
Foul goes against Braden Young, his first. That's a common foul in the backcourt, so Senecas will take it out of bounds. 6th team foul, so the next one will put Calvert at the free throw line to shoot 1 and 1. The big question right now, if you're a Senecas fan, is what is the status on the ankle of Garrett Spawn? I mean, right now he doesn't show any signs of having been hurt, but he definitely went down in that third quarter. rolled his ankle pretty badly and limped really badly all the way to half court, but the adrenaline right now is flowing. It's what happens to that ankle when you've stopped playing, you're off the ankle, the blood's not flowing to it as quickly, and it usually swells up pretty quickly.
The good news, if you're a Senecas fan, is that you at least get until Friday, a couple of nights that you can ice things, relax a little bit. He seems to have been moving fine. He was only gimpy for about 4 or 5 seconds, so I don't know that he's really that affected. I haven't seen him wince tonight or hobble at any other time, Lynn, so unless he's just really doing a nice job of not showcasing any pain in public, it looks like Spawn's all right to me.
Yeah, right now he looks okay, but take it from me, I've rolled my ankle pretty badly a lot of times, and when you take that shoe off and you quit playing,
yeah,
the adrenaline's not flowing anymore. It can swell pretty quickly on you, and you go, whoa, I didn't realize it really hurt that bad because I was busy playing. So we'll see what happens the next couple of days, but like you said, he does have some time here to ice it and take care of it, if it is indeed rolled as bad as it looks. But Spawn now will go to the free throw line. He's got 19 so far tonight after 5 in the first half.
And so many of these seniors have played well for Tiffin Calvert. It's going to be tough to pick an HDER Link player of the game. I mean, Beaker, Paul have been sensational. The second half for Spawn off the charts.
Carey is waving the white flag. Mass substitution, so now Calvert says, okay, with 2:18 left, if you're going to do that, we will do the same, and we're going to see a lot of mop-up duty now.
Some big hugs being handed out by the coaching staff of both sides as the senior players for Carey, great careers, got to a regional a season ago. Most of these players part of the D6 state champion football team.
Well, and a record of 18-9 to wrap things up isn't horrible.
So the youngsters on the floor, both sides now, with the exception of Spawn.
And it looks like he's going to be replaced on the next dead ball because we have a substitute at the table waiting for the Senecas. Minute 45 left to play in this ball game. And the Senecas will get the winner of tonight's second contest between Old Fort and Gibsonburg. Old Fort has to be the favorite in that one as they, I believe, swept the season series between those two teams and looked very good in doing so the second time around. And now you'll see Garrett Spawn come out and he'll get a nice hand.
Here is Spawn checking out for the last time tonight.
21 points for the senior guard. He'll lead all scorers tonight. Max Paul had 18 to finish up for Calvert.
And the youngsters just looking to finish things out here. A couple of free throws knocked down. But Tiffin Calvert will be marching on to the district championship with much bigger dreams than just exiting the district on their mind.
Caden Otterbacher driving to the hole that time for the Senecas, and he'll draw the foul, and that'll be enough to put him at the free throw line. Caden is a 6'2" sophomore. Any kind of playing time you can get these younger ball players now in tournament time is good because it helps them gain a little bit of nerve experience if you need them later on.
Shooting 2, entering the game for the Blue Devils, number 40, Austin Niederborn. Replacing Nieder.
Caden Otterbacher at the line here, looking to get into the scoring column. Imagine that's got to be Coach's kid, right?
I would certainly imagine so. They were 6 out of 6 in the first half. They are 6 out of 7 at the line in the second half.
Haven't necessarily needed to shoot it well at the free throw line, but the Senecas have done that and many other things spectacularly tonight to put themselves in this position. 45 seconds to go. Looking to move on to Friday's championship right back here at Liberty-Benton. That's that three well short from Carter Smiley.
And the fans of the Senecas will now come to their feet because they now fully embrace this victory. A 19-point win.
And what a performance by Calvert tonight. Exercising some devils, we'll call it here tonight. Getting revenge against the team who was able to eliminate them from tournament action last year when they thought they had a really solid team and did. But they are officially moving on.
24-0 now for the Senecas. Carey will wrap things up at 18-9.
And we'll take a timeout, wrap things up here from Liberty-Benton. But we'll have our Old Fort Banking Company post-game roll along, some final stats for you guys, give you some analysis, including an interview with our players of the game presented by HDER Link. That's on the other side. Keep it here. We'll be right back, live and free.
It's Freedom Fest, Ohio, featuring Justin Moore,
You look like I need a drink right now.
Crowder,
God almighty, I hope you'll find
Rodney Atkins,
makes me wanna take a back road.
Austin French, and more. Friday and Saturday, July 1st and 2nd, Morrow County Fairgrounds in Mount Gilead, Ohio. For tickets and more info, visit freedomfestohio.com.
The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware.
Back now with our player of the game presented by HDER Link. Max Paul showing out tonight for Tiffin Calvert. 18 points, knocked down a couple of big threes as well. I imagine just getting the revenge against Carey, the team that put you out last year, got to be so satisfying for you and your boys.
It was so nice, so nice. We all knew we had to come out here and play strong, but we all knew we had the extra little grit that we wanted to get them out because of last year.
What do you think ultimately got the dub for you guys here tonight? You were great in a lot of different facets. What did you feel on the floor was a big difference?
Our transition offense was pretty good. We knew we could beat them up and down the court, so we knew if we ran wide, got our post down the middle, we knew we could get easy buckets there. And just our passing the ball to each other, we're a great team. We've been playing with each other forever, so we knew we'd just give each other the ball. We trust in each other.
Carey's a team that's been bullying a lot of their opponents so far this season. They've been the more physical, dominant squad. Tonight, you guys crushed them inside of the lane, and you out-rebounded them, I think, 32-19. Was that a point of emphasis for you guys, just to be stronger than them inside of the painted area?
Most definitely. They're known as a physical team. We knew we had to come out here with the same physicality, if not more, and that's how we would get the dub.
Well, you guys are undefeated. You've been smacking around your opponents pretty good. Over 20 points per game is the margin of the differential. What are some of the goals and expectations that you guys set for yourselves entering the tournament play?
Tournament play, we set two main goals for this whole year. One of them isn't really going undefeated, but it's always nice, obviously. We want to compete for a league title and win a district title. So we got to play good Friday, and we'll see how that goes, and we want to obviously go further than that if we can.
Yeah, one step closer to getting one more check mark off of your guys' box there. Phenomenal performance for you, and throughout the season, different guys have stepped up. Does it just feel like on any given night for this team, with all the seniors that you have, that somebody is going to step up and play well?
Most definitely. We have 6, 7 guys that can all step up if somebody's not on, somebody's shot's not on, we have other people to step up.
All right, well, congratulations on being our HDER Link MVP. If you'd like to take a look in that camera, give a shout-out to anybody out there who might be watching.
Shout out to my family, especially my brother, for coming to the game. That's it.
All right, big shout-out to the Balls, and shout-out to Max for joining us. Thanks one more time, man.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take one more last commercial break. We'll be back, wrap things up here from Liberty-Benton. Return now with the Old Fort Banking Company post-game show. What a show put on here by Tiffin Calvert, Lynn. They look like they are a top contender in Division 4 with so much length on the perimeter, so many veteran leaders on the squad. This team could be poised to make a run to Dayton.
Absolutely, especially in Northwest Ohio, at least to get themselves into the regionals. Now they're going to have to face the winner of tonight's second game between Old Fort and Gibsonburg, and I'm sure they would like to have a little something to say about that. But you got to like the way this team plays, especially when Garrett Spawn is really doing what he does best. That's dishing the ball and shooting the basketball. He distributes very well. First half tonight, that's what he was focused on. He only had 5 points. But second half, he came out and he dumps in 17 points and finishes, or 16 points and finishes with 21.
Yeah.
What a difference from first half to second half, not just in the scoring, but the way he played. Much more aggressive, driving to the hole. And then Max Paul really came on, 18 points. And Nolan Beaker was solid tonight with 12. So all three in double figures. When you can put 3 guys in double figures, you're tough to beat.
Let's take a look at the final stats of the night presented by the Old Fort Baking Company, working together to make things happen. A lot of people making things happen tonight for the Senecas. They were almost perfect from the charity stripe, but the number that's going to win you a ton of games, Lynn. If you can out-rebound your opponents by almost a 2-1 margin, dude, I mean, that's such a great recipe to just advance.
Absolutely. We talked about that as being one of the keys to the game. Carey had to rebound. They did in the first quarter, but from there on, it was almost like a light switch was turned, and the Senecas said, no more. We're going to start crashing the glass, and that's exactly what they did. We didn't keep track of second chance points, but man, if we did, I'm sure that would have been maybe tripled from what Carey was able to do. I don't think Carey even had a second chance point tonight unless it came from the free throw line.
So let's put a bow on their season. The Blue Devils got it going late in the campaign, of course, after the deep run in football, state championship in Division 6. It took them a little while to find their basketball legs. They were 8-2 down the stretch, won 5 in a row heading into tonight. What's your top takeaway, would you say, about the Blue Devils and what they were able to accomplish on a year that they got started a whole lot later than most teams?
Well, it was definitely a struggle at the beginning of the season, but you could tell they were playing much better at the end. They knocked off Upper Sandusky. The Rams were probably favored in that ball game, and not only did they beat them, they handily beat them. So that was an impressive win. And they're in the same position as Calvert, very senior laden. So unfortunately, the cupboards, I don't want to say are bare for Jamie Young, but he's losing probably 95% of his offense and the playing time of this team. It's really going to be tough when you've got Anthony Bell, Bryce Conti, Derek Lonsway, Ashton Hill, Jordan Vallejo, all going bye-bye from graduation. They were led tonight by Anthony Bell with 11. Bryce Conti had 8 and 6 on the board for Braden Young. Other than that, that was pretty much it for them. They just didn't have enough firepower tonight, especially on the inside. When you can't match up with the height that Calvert had, you're really going to have a struggle on your hands, and that's exactly what happened.
Well, that's why Calvert is moving on to the district championship game. Back here on Friday night, we will have live and free coverage for you guys, depending on who they're going to play. We don't know yet, but we will be here in the building no matter what. Want to thank all of you out there for watching, and thank our incredible cast of characters here on the Orange Report for helping make this game happen, including Adam Thompson making the graphics, Joy Hollenbeck, our commercials, our camera operator tonight, Max Anatra, Lynn Passett joining me for some play-by-play. My name is Brian Skorotsky, giving you one last shout-out here from Liberty-Benton. We will see you guys back here on Friday night. Thank you to all of our sponsors for bringing it to you live and free as well, including Houk Hardware, Burson-Bakies Insurance, Old Fort Baking Company, Danner's Towing and Recycling, Jessica Gossman, Real Estate Agent, and the Freedom Fest, Ohio. So long from Liberty-Benton. Catch one of our many other live streams going down all week. Bye, guys.